Hello. Let's have some coffee and talk astrology on this very perfectly, slightly dark day here in Paris. Why is that perfect? You know, Scorpio full moon incoming. See that? That's like perfect to go with the mood. Yeah. Screeching to a halt any BS you were continuing on yourself. I'm Leah Gillis, your astrology coach, and welcome to the weekly energy forecast astrologically. Because remember, the stars do not force us to anything. We have free will. So knowing what's gonna be around helps us to use it to our best advantage and to be aware of how others are doing so that we cannot mess with them and we can, make things flow easier for everyone, right? We have to go through hard things, but we don't have to make it worse. That's a part of knowing the astrology. And in this next week, right in the middle, so absolutely perfect because it is the thesis of this forecast, is the full moon. Now, we have a full moon in Scorpio. It's so exciting. It's my 12th house. All Sagittarius's risings, most 12th house. And so I bring this up because when you have a Scorpio full moon, it's like, first of all, peak feels of all the feels, but it's also secrets revealed, things coming to light, things that others have tried to repress, that we've tried to repress, will find its way to the surface. And while that is a wonderful thing because we need to deal with stuff, obviously that could be challenging. It could be challenging to see things that we just weren't emotionally ready for, right? But that's also where Scorpio comes in handy because it is a very emotionally mature, stay with me here, it is astute, aware. In its higher levels, in its everyday, it is emotionally intuitive for others and itself. Use that. If you sense someone's off, don't go poking the bear. If you want to have a conversation, approach with integrity and honesty and sincerity, right? We're in the month of Taurus, after all, right? So the full moons correspond. So it's Taurus season, which is all about earth sign, manifestation, right? Building, getting stuff done. And the full moon brings in the emotional heart component at a strong way. That's a great combo platter for building, right? It's a great combo platter for initiating conversations, for having and creating things that can last a long time. We're so down for that. And by the way, both of these signs are very much about loyalty, about commitment. Like a Scorpio will love you forever, sometimes despite themselves, but they will love you forever. I'm sorry, I'm Sagittarius, I had to say that. But Scorpios love forever, deeply. That is a legit ride or die. Taurus, I mean, yes, the challenging aspect of a Taurus is that, they can get too comfortable and comfort kills, but in the heart sense, in their commitment, they are all in. They are all in. They will last. They will go the distance. They do not quit. They don't want to quit. Sometimes as an astrologer, I'm like, maybe it's time to, right? Because there are times when things aren't working. That's where a love of comfort becomes a problem because you don't want to leave because, yeah, it's not great, but whether it's a job, a person, a family dynamic, a friendship circle, community. But what we're seeing right now is truth serum time, veils lifted ever since 2012. There's been an opening ever since 2000, really. This dawning of the age of Aquarius is about unity. And it's about rebuilding a new world. And to do that, the structures of the old are coming down. And we're seeing the hypocrisy, in our financial institutions, things that are very Taurian, right? Because again, the full moon is happening in Taurus season. So we're seeing how our financial structures, our food, because it's about stability, the sign, and that's really our finances and our food. The F's. There's another F. Anyway, Scorpio full moon. It's about the things that maintain us. and they're not working, right? We don't have adequate food sources for everybody all over, right? Our water, our earth, right? Sustainability. We know these problems exist massively urgently, as well as our financial systems. I mean, a stock, a treasurer, people are trading debt. It's built on, well, structures that aren't sustaining everybody and that don't have any merit or actual practical value. And yet they're still ruling the game. So as things are changing, we are wanting to thrive, right? And in this full moon, it is going to be a real one. It is going to be a real one in terms of Scorpio, because it rules the 8th house, which is the house of mysteries and the unknown, death, rebirth, regeneration, transformation, all sorts of wonderful, regenerative, restorative, incredible things that are wrapped in mystery. It also rules sex, other people's money, all these combinations that we have with people that can get dicey, but also that involve things that we're not often aware of, right? And that's why Scorpio is so amazing. That's why Scorpio is so amazing. One of the reasons is because they can dance in those depths. And in this full moon, which we know at full moons, everybody's more sensitive, everybody's more feeling, more tactile, more aware, whether it's your dreams, whether it's your conscious awareness of what's going on. Like you get a ping about somebody, maybe something's going on with them. It's a time that we can really connect with information that might not be readily available for us. And so what do we do with it, right? That's the other great gift of Scorpio season, as well as Taurus, because again, Taurus, remember, it's the sign of healing. Sometimes we should say something. Sometimes we should not. A Scorpio is beautiful because they can just sit with you. You don't have to say words. They'll feel you. You'll be felt and held. I mean, that's magic, right? This is why it's a very connected sign with intimacy. And in our Western world, obviously intimacy meaning sex, but intimacy, closeness, intimacy, closeness with another, being seen and held. And so in this full moon, because it is so potent, and in the times we're in, everybody might be feeling themselves. The challenge, as always, yes, connect and feel with yourself, but also be open to what other people are going through. You might have a revelation and somebody might not be able to be there for you right now. That's okay. It's kind of lending to, are you seeking their validation? Are you seeking their approval? Do you need to share these awarenesses and awakenings and revelations with other people, or is it for you? Is it time for you to journal? You know, Scorpion is a sign that goes inside and is really solitary, you know? The trick is come out of that, right? Come out of that with the awareness, but it might be a time to go quiet, to feel, to release. Full moons are for releasing. What do you need to let go of, right? Again, as I just did a post yesterday on Virgo in the South Node, judgments release, shame release. We also have Lilith right now in Scorpio until the end of the year. And so that's empowering us, yes, to see where are we being, done wrong by others, but also where do we have our own shame to release? Where are we playing into those roles that we need to let go of? So when I say it's truth time, it's truth time. It's really truth time. And so be soft with yourself. Again, as always, get help, find resources. Maybe you want to go and have a coffee with a friend and talk things out. Maybe you realize it's time for new friends or a new circle. That's fantastic, because again, with the 8th house, it's a time of transformation. And so this full moon is going to usher in a period, and it's the 3 days before and after, which is why this next week, because the full moon is around the 12th, depending on the time zone you're in, it's going to really take up this next week. And so give yourself space to feel what's going on with yourself, and to be real. Because when I tell you that transformation of Scorpion is possible, it is massive. It is massive. The depths available to reach, to connect with, are powerful. And you'll likely not be the same. It's a massive one in a massive year. As I've been saying, 2025 is an astrological year like no other, with so many, all the outer planets changing signs into fiery, into airy, into out. And so on this full moon, it's asking us to go within. What is your truth? Scorpio is a sign of truth. What is your truth? What have you not been wanting to see? And what is it time to see so that you can transform into something better? You know, oftentimes we focus on the transformation wrongly of what we're leaving behind, what we had. We can take parts that worked and make it into something better. You know, it's called a win-win, people. But it is real. It is honest time, and it can be a soft point. So be soft with yourself, be soft with others, and I wish you a week full of beautiful revelations and awakenings so that you can live your best life. And that is something that we all benefit from as well, right? If you rise, I rise, and vice versa. Okay, bisous. Have a great week. And also subscribe, like, follow, you know the drill. And you can book me for a one-on-one reading on my website, thediamondisyou.com.